Ego often gets in the way when you need to stop doing something that you are used to doing, especially if it's something you're good at, or when you need to swallow your pride and admit that something you've been doing is simply not working, even though the swallowing of the pride will actually get you to success. This is when ego gets in the way. Ego is simply your sense of self. It's your sense of being, is a sense of who you are and why you are and what your value is and what you bring to the table. Ego can be your friend and it can be very useful in certain aspects of life. Okay, ego is useful at certain times. Ego can also be your worst enemy in other aspects of life, depending on how you allow it to control your actions and your thinking. So, this is why we need to understand our ego, know when to leverage and use our ego, and also when to keep it quiet and keep it out of the conversation. You have to know when ego is useful and when it is not. Different people have different levels of egocentric focus, meaning some people have a stronger sense of self than others. And the people with the stronger sense of self, you may need this egocentric control, ego focus, let's say, control more than other people need it. Those of you who have weaker senses of self, you also got to be careful, because when you have a weaker sense of self and a weaker ego, then your emotions can be triggered a lot more easily by someone simply because you don't have anything standing in the way. Again, ego is the cosigner of your emotions, or the security guard of your emotions, if you will. And if you have a weak ego, then your security system for your emotions is not working, which means anybody can tap into your emotions, which means they can move you to action very easily. And sometimes that's good and sometimes it's not. So this is why you got to understand all these pieces.